All right. So we now have a reporting from Michelle's company. So she would be discussing what she does, what are her tasks and responsibilities. I think this will be very helpful for the learning that is not just coming from the lesson material. At the same time, we would learn from your experiences. I would love to hear what you do in your work, because that would give us a different kind of insights, ideas, and basically a picture of what um, what are the other what do you do for the members of this discussion and class. The floor is yours, Miss Michelle Martinote.
Answer. Thank you so much. So,
Just tell me
before I
when
will
I have
discuss
to
my
press
task,
next, no?
yeah, officer. So before I will discuss my job and responsibilities, I would like to give you some insights or a term that we use in logistics. So in supply chain management, we actually divided it into three. So we have the first mile, the middle mile, and the last mile. So currently, I am in the last mile. Last mile in supply chain management and transportation planning is the last leg of a journey, compromising the movement of people and goods from a transportation hub to a final destination. Because we're handling about the delivery of the packages, so that's why we call it the last mile. Moving on, CTL, or what we say channel team lead. So that is a shortcut of my description. Sir, can you please hit next?
Or
Okay. So as a channel team lead, I provide an on-ground support to operation team and program team with initiatives that require complex investigation and proactivity. So this is with a mix of operational and program expertise. Technically, we are like a mediator between the vendors and the operation.
yes.
So, as part of my responsibilities, I should be able to dive deep, scrutinize details, and foresee data implications. I must also be flexible for work weekends or overnight shift if needed. And as a channel team lead, it is also critical or important in a variable program team organization as it serves as a liaison between internal and external stakeholders, keeping in mind that the business is our main objective. So being organized, promptly notifying of operational situation, solver, detailed oriented are part of our DNA. At the same time, we will be supporting the program team who works in the back end to gather insights and use them to enhance the program life cycle and ensure Amazon standards and partners as our partners' best experience. So in this statement, we have a program team. They normally create a project or some, yeah, we can call it project to enhance what are the things that we really need to enhance inside Amazon, like the rules and regulations that we have, how we can support our vendors for them to be more profitable in the business, and how we can resolve their issues and concern in terms of their deliveries or in terms of their quality scorecards. Sir, can you hit next? So I divided my tasks. I believe it's like around six tasks. That's gonna be the main job responsibilities that I have because my job right now, the scope of it is really wide and I cannot elaborate all of them. So I'll start with safety and policy adherence. So as a channel team or our department CRM, we ensure all the safety and policy norms are adhered at partner node premises. So when we say node, it's the station. So we have a different station here in UAE. We have like around five. Right now, I'm handling DSP, which is part of the channel, and the other one we have EDSP, which I'm not really handling fully because we hired a new CTL for that specific channel. So any escalations or violations should be communicated directly to all vendors to avoid such violation in the future. We have safety team that is handling this department, but they are not allowed to communicate directly to the vendors because we are here to provide those communication to the vendors. So what our organizational chart will be like this, this is safety, this will be us, and this will be the vendor. So anyone who wants to connect with vendor should connect with us. And we are the one who communicates to the vendor. So below, this is the sample escalation or a report sent by our safety team. So as you can see there, we have a call out. We have 6 violation reported at station number 7, which I need to get all the details like driver's name, vendor name, what is the violation, how many times that he violated our COVID regulation. Then once I have all the details, I sent an email to partners indicating and informing them that you have drivers who violated our COVID policy or safety protocol, and you will have to send a coaching form
Who
or
would report them? Sino yung
any.
nakakakita sa kanila that they have committed violation?
It's our safety team and yard marshal. So the
Oh.
yard marshal is working hand in hand with our safety team. So we have an offsite parking. We also have a warehouse, which is drivers coming inside taking the shipments. We have security team. We have yard marshal who always assist our drivers just to ensure that all safety has been adhered. So they have their own form. So prior to getting any shipments, they will ask for that form. Do you have fire extinguisher? Is your brake working? Do you have
Mm.
triangle, first aid kit? So all of those things, it should be in their vehicles. So without those tools, then they will be reported. And
Okay.
sometimes we ask them to go out, and we will not give them shipments because it's technically not allowed. In
So
case
that means
anyone,
these are the people from Majan's company, correct? So the
correct,
drivers that Majan will dispatch has to be in full PPE, mask. Okay. All right. Yes, yes, yes. So as for that means it's also Majan's task to make sure that her drivers are just not sweet lovers, but also they are protected. Correct, Majan?
and
All
major,
right.
you should ensure that all your tools are not expired because sometimes they are, yes, they have fire extinguisher, but if you check the date, it's expired.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So this is an example. This is I sent an email to one of our vendor. So I already have the name, what time they violated it, the day, and what are number of violations. So what are the activities involved? So since this is the first time, the first case of the 2 drivers, then I'm just giving them a first verbal warning. So we have strike 1, strike 2, strike 3. So once they hit strike board, automatically I deactivated them in the system and they are not allowed to work in Amazon anymore.
And this is just like for the health protocol, no? Correct.
Yes, sir.
Hi, Sharafat. Below DAs. What does DA mean again?
Delivery associate.
Deliver associate to follow the safe distance in AMZL facility and not following the safety requirements. Please educate and remind all of your delivery associate to follow our COVID safety protocol to avoid this in the future. Date of audit, time, shift, name, BB, GP, VP. What's that?
It's Blue Badge. Blue Badge is Amazon employees. GB is the green badge. GB, normally we take them from the third party vendors.
VP.
VP is our variable program.
So
It
where
means
the
they are from
space
our
company would
department.
fall in these categories? VP?
Variable program.
Yes. Log Location, yard area, violation, social distancing, activity involved. Two VPs was observed not maintaining social distance in yard area around 8:51. So nagchichikahan siguro si Jean Ali at saka si Safir Ahmed. Diba? So bawal pala yon. Ang higpit-higpit naman ni Michelle.
Ang safety namin dito, sir, talagang maigpit.
Yes. Okay.
Kaya lagi yan sila nag-aaway.
All right, next.
So next, so meron kaming call out, one driver. Technically, only one person is allowed. Yung parang machine,
Yes.
ATM machine, doon nila inuhulog yung pera nila after delivery. So, one person is allowed lang. Kaso, ito yung security guard namin. It is important to use the proper word if you want to call out someone. So, ang sinabi kasi niya, sir, hindi sila stupid.
Yes.
So, parang sinabi niya, can you see? Do you think these people are stupid? So, dahil ang gusto niya palang ipalabas is, ginawa nila ito dahil may rules and regulations. Di naman sila maglalagay dyan kung baliwala lang ito. So, ang term awkward niya na stupid, isa din na driver nagalit kasi para daw sinasabihan siya na stupid. So, sabi niya, di naman ako stupid.
Yes, yes, yes.
So, medyo lumaki ito na issue. Pinatawag namin yung both drivers and the security. So, it is also important for you to use the correct term, the correct word when you call out someone. Kasi minsan, drivers, they are not really good in English. So, may mga language barrier talaga.
Yes. Correct, correct. Let us read this. Please be informed that around 15:28, so alas 3, tama ba? 12, 3, mag-30 on the briefing of the DA, Kodjovi, Medj, taga saan tong si Kodjovi?
I think Ghana.
From MLX start argue with security Amir Hamza. Si Hamza taga saan?
Si Hamza, siya yung security. So, ang nag-send nito is from the security team.
When he stopped him to go to CDM machine, he tried to explain him as a safety only one person allowed at the time for deposit. He also showed him notice on door while argued DA abused to security. Same time, security informed the present safety marshal Muzamil witness and also he update to me. I go there and talk to DA but he is too angry and he accepted to use the word and he told me do whatever you can do. I do not care. Please take this. Sakit sa ulo ng grammar. Okay. Hi, John. Ito. So, ikaw nag-reply. Nireport sa'yo, tama?
Bali ako, nireport ko na siya sa vendor. So, once I receive this note na email, in-inform ko agad yung vendor kung ano ba talaga yung nangyari. Tapos, in-inform ko siya it's not acceptable.
Yes. Hi, John. Please find the below misbehavior report from one of our DAs, Jovi Ameg Benyo. We would like to remind you that what he did is unacceptable at any levels as it is considered a clear violation of AMZL Code of Product Policies. We request you to share a disciplinary action against the DA and remind the DA to comply with AMZL policies. Treat this as the first written warning with 3-day suspension from work, and repeating this offense may result in action termination. Di ba kanina naging topic natin yung mga yung mga violations at work, di ba? So this is just a good example, an actual example. Very relatable. Magandang example to. All right, Michelle, anything about this slide?
Nothing, sir. You can proceed.
Okay. Channel relationship.
So moving on, we have channel relationship. So we have a field visit and custodian of existing and new processes, and escalation and performance discussion and improvement plans with partners.
Mm-hmm.
So I have an example in the next slide.
Mm-hmm. Okay, 1 second. Let me press that. All right. Talk about this.
Okay. So here's, sir, in each station, we are receiving a performance report from a driver.
Mm-hmm.
So here we receive a call out from one station that we have at least 5 drivers who did not meet our target performance on that specific day. So according here, please find below driver's performance details. We need to ensure our overall success rate for each driver should be 95% and above, or at
Mm-hmm.
least 98% and above. So this is like to inform the driver to update packages within 50 meters of customer location to avoid any bad scan. So here we have metrics that we need to follow. First, one of them is the delivery success rate. We
Mm-hmm.
ensure or we always remind our vendors that drivers should hit at least 95% of their delivery success. In case they are not hitting 95% success rate, we normally ask them what's the reason, is there anything else that we can support you, or any issues that you are facing with other drivers that we can help to
Mm-hmm.
improve their performance. And
Okay.
also, if you're doing a scan, if you are if you are in front of the door, you need to scan the shipment because there is an algorithm involved in it. If you're gonna scan like maybe 50 meters away from the location, then the system will say like, okay, you're here, but you're not actually here. So it will actually ruin the geocode of the system. So the next time that you deliver, you will see a map that, okay, this is Business Bay, let's say Prime Tower. But in reality, this is not the Prime Tower location because what you did, in the on the previous days is you mark the shipments in a different location, so it's reading it incorrectly in the system.
Yes. 1 second. Let me just answer a call. One moment. Hello. All right, proceed. May didiscuss ka pa sa previous slides given that
Yes, sir.
wait, 1 second. Tama ba? Ito ba 'yun? Ay, anong slide 'yun? Sorry.
Sa kabila.
Ito, no? Ito.
Sa taas pa. Such channel relationship. Okay, dyan, sir.
Ito, no?
Baba.
Ito.
Baba pa.
Ito.
Next. Okay. Yeah.
This one?
So, I'm giving you a sample of my calendar. Yeah. Yung sa baba, taas pa, sir. So, ito. Okay. So, ito yung sample calendar ko for January 26. So, the first call, ito yung discussion with all the stakeholders or leadership. So, dito yung dinidiscuss yung metrics for each station, ano yung nangyari in yesterday's delivery, like if may mga HR, if nandun din yung HR, bakit may mga overtime, bakit sila nag-overtime. So, each department will be questioned and will share their update for that specific day. And next, we also have the PPG to improve performance. Ito yung sa first mile. We are also involved in making some processes to help our vendors perform better or to help our vendors to be more profitable in the business.
Yes.
So the next is mga meetings na yan siya, wherein we are tracking down the performance of the driver every hour. So in that meeting, each dispatcher for specific vendors will be asked what happened to Rusty, why he only delivered 10 shipments in 1 hour, or why he only delivered 5 shipments in 30 minutes. So mga ganun. Maraming tanong, maraming deep dive na kailangan dapat prepared yung vendor at saka dispatcher to answer.
Yes. Okay. I can see here
Next,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 4, 2, 4, 5 people. So you monitor them? Is that right?
Yes, sir. Naka-monitor yan. Ito yung sample case for one delivery station lang.
So kapag naka-red, he does not meet, tama ba? Tell us the color.
The target is 95% and above.
Attempts, missing, assigned. Ibig sabihin, let me see here, 40 assigned means 41, ibig sabihin 41 deliveries ang inassign sa kanya.
Yeah. So assigned 41 items and then na-deliver lang niya 11. May itong driver din like Iqbal Qasim, ang inassign na items is 113, pero ang na-deliver lang niya is 92. So tatanungin sila, bakit na-deliver mo lang is 92? If you can see here, meron silang NA. So NA4, maybe customer not available. So normally customer not available.
Diba?
So,
not available or natawagan.
Yeah. Mga ganon. COD not ready or mga cash payment not ready. OOJ is like out of jurisdiction area. So let's say yung delivery area mo is Merdi, pero may natanggap ka na shipment papuntang Dera. So which means hindi na yun part ng delivery area mo. Kailangan mo yan siya isa-OD sa station.
COD issues, NR missing. Buti wala kang missing reports. All right. Second slide. Next slide.
Yeah, sir.
Okay.
Second slide. So training and development. So train partners, associates to help deliver the best service for our customers and ensure that customer orders are fulfilled in line with our quality and safety guidelines. So I communicate to the vendors on when is our training date, but we have a training team who conducts the training. So prior to deploying them on their first day, they need to attend the day zero training. So in this training, we will be able to know or to know like how to use the system, and our training team also walk them through like this is the process of when you get inside the station, this is what you do, and blah blah blah.
Mhm.
So ito na yung ano nila. Sometimes, since ako yung nauna na CTL here in UAE. So ako yung tinatanong nila na if I can train the new CTL across nila like Egypt and KSA. So tapos na-train ko na yung CTL for Egypt and for KSA. Tapos may mga additional pa na CTL na mag-join. So yung nag-ask sa akin is the senior program manager. So I cannot say no. So yes
Yes.
na lang.
Okay. Next slide.
So next slide, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So operations. Monitor operation of the assigned site, recognize patterns and trends, and drive improvements. So ito yung pinaka-crucial sa role namin. Kasi when it comes to operation, we need to push our vendors to perform in the best that they can. So we have like highlights, we have lowlights. We like for example in UAE. So this is the entire UAE now. Our highlights is we communicated the performance incentives to all DFC with three different categories. So let's say for example why we conduct incentives just for them to be motivated to perform well. So during peak, sir, may binigay kami na incentive per driver, which is 1,300 if they reach this kind of performance success rate at saka yung first delivery rate nila. So if they perform well, then they will receive an incentive of a monetary incentive. Sometimes binibigyan namin sila ng voucher, like carry for voucher worth 100 or 150 dirhams.
Mm-hmm.
Ganon.
What about you?
Lowlights naman, it's
Yes.
important. Yeah.
Faith, baka may question ka kay ate, Mitch mo.
Each driver yun, ate? Yung
Yeah.
yung gift.
Yung
Wow.
incentive.
Dun sa admin daw, sabi ni Faith. Wala bang incentive
Sa
dun?
admin, yes, sir. We actually just give them the money. Let's say, for example, you have 50 drivers and 5 back-end team. So it's up to the owner kung paano niya i-segregate, paano niya bibigyan ng allocated money or incentives yung back-end niya.
Mm-hmm. Yes. All
Pwede niya
right.
bigyan ng 500, pwede niya bigyan ng 700, ganun. So sa lowlights
Laki na
naman,
yun.
it's really important to
It's a
know.
big amount.
Yeah.
Sa I just have a question dito. Sa dami ng binibigay nyo, paano sila kumikita? Sorry. How do they earn? Like from here, given that you are binigyan niyo sila ng 103. Ibig sabihin ba niya na pag mas marami siyang na-deliver, mas malaki ang kita niya? Is that how it works with them?
No, sir. We calculate the rate based upon the number of shipments that you delivered. It's not about how many shipments you delivered. I mean, assigned.
Yes.
So, kahit yung na-assign na shipments mo is 50, pero yung na-deliver mo naman is 30, babagsak talaga. Or else, let's say, may na-assign ka na shipments na 150, pero yung na-delivered mo is 100, then i-ask ka na ang station, why hindi mo na-deliver yung 50? Anong problem mo? Have you communicated it to your dispatcher or to your vendor? Well, and then from the vendor's perspective, i-ask din namin sila why you were not able to support or assist your team to deliver the 50 pending packages. Like we want, technically, we just want to know why it was not delivered. Because if it's because of our part or system issues, or is it because of the location or address not found, then we can do something about it. But if it's just because the behavioral issue of the driver, then we would know that yeah, system really works, but it's just that drivers are lazy. They are not using their common sense on how to deliver the parcels. So ganun.
Yes. Okay. Which slide are we in right now? Ito ba? Operations.
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 Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. So in operations, sir, it's really important to have highlights and the low lights, because in low lights, it would really help us improve our process or our project. So here in low light, we have DSP, means delivery service partner. So delivery service partner, DAA onboarding was slow. So this is like a call out from our departments. We want to know what is the reason why it was slow. So like due to the reason like better equal pay at competition with less workload at Expo. So what happened last year is we are asking drivers or vendors to ramp up because we have a volume or a work forecast is really high. However, Expo is offering 5,000 a month salary for each driver.
Mm-mm.
Wherein here, it depends to the vendor how much they're paying. I think drivers are earning like around 2,500 to 3,000, but petrol petrol allowance will be covered by the company and vehicle. So I think 3,000 or 2,500 is enough because
Mm-hmm.
they have free transportation.
Mm-hmm.
So next is like a DSP, in spite of signing LPOs with various partners, to not get the vans on time due to high market demand, which was however mitigated by sourcing new vendors through procurement team. So one reason why we have a low light is we ask partners to ramp up. So it means they need more vans. However, due to the need, the market demand, we have a shortage in the market. Now, we we want to support our vendors and assist them. What we do is we ask our procurement team to check any available vendor that we can provide to our vendors, and we provide them vans. But let's say, for example, the van costs like 3,000, but the vendor can only afford 2,000. So the company will just cover 1,000. So something like that.
Mm-hmm. What was the actions lately? Di ba may issue ka before that you have overhired? Na parang mas
Yes, sir. We'll proceed to that.
Okay. Next slide.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So, as part of the operation, also we raised or supported follow up on the ticket for any text, safety, or any issues that we're facing in each station. So, ako yung nagpa-follow up ng mga issues when in terms to like the system itself, ano yung ETA ng issue para ma-resolve, because it's important to have visibility on the reports in the system. Kasi if without those reports, how can you coach the driver and how can you deep dive on why your performance is slow, what drives your performance, mga ganun. So you can click next, sir. Okay. So as part of the operation, we work with operation team to discuss the driver requirement according to the forecast. So ito yung tanong mo, sir, na what if maraming drivers pero yung forecast is konti lang pala. So let's say for example ito, so for week 43, yung forecast namin is 20,000. So ang need lang nila actually is only 6 drivers. Wait, sir, ha.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So ang need lang nila is 6 drivers. So what if yung active drivers that I have is 10? Meaning, ang ma-utilize lang ng station is only 6. So minsan, ginagawa naman sila ng paraan na i-move to another station para ma-utilize, or else ang vendor is i-move sa ibang project. Kasi hindi lang naman kami yung client nila. Meron naman sila ibang client. So, depende sa kanila kung saan nila ilalagay yung driver. Tsaka ito yung requirement na sinishare ko every time na mayroon kaming ramp up plan according to the forecast. So, yung supply chain planning team, planning department namin, sila yung nagbibigay ng forecast. Let's say, ito, for tomorrow, ito lang yung babagsak na shipment sa inyo. Nasa ano lang, 10,000. So, pagdating ng 2 p.m. at 2 a.m., ma-receive nila yung shipment, tapos malalaman nila na, ay, according sa planning, 10,000 yung darating, pero dumating lang 8,000. So, meaning nun, sir, may 2,000 ka na hindi pala siya dumating. Yung drivers mo, din i-adjust mo siya. Kasi according naman yan sa planning eh. At saka depende din yan siya kung ilan yung ibibigay mo na shipments per driver. Pwede ka magbigay ng 50 shipments kada isang driver if you want to utilize. But again, if we're talking about productivity, it's not good. Kasi the more you pay, although magaling yung productivity, but then sa business mo naman is it's not good. So for it to work, you need to increase your productivity by increasing your SPR or yung shipments sa isang driver. So instead of 50,
that's a
you
good
need to give them
that's a good
100.
point. Dapat ang productivity o yung output mas madami dapat na deliver yung rider.
Yeah.
Tama, what is your term, madam? Delivery DA.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good point, ha? Kasi dahil dapat mas
kasi
hindi
ano naman siya, sir, lugi din yung driver. Kasi if yung drive naman niya na van is malaki yung capacity, tapos ang nakalagay lang is 50, hindi puno yung van niya, umalis siya, lugi siya sa gasolina, lugi pa siya sa day na yan. So, mas mabuti na yung puno, as in, hindi, tapos mataas pa yung productivity niya, mas may chance pa siya na lalaki din yung performance niya.
Correct. Yes.
So, ito din yung sa baba na screenshot. So, every November, meron kami na tinatawag na White Friday. So, ito yung mga planning team namin, nagbibigay sila ng numbers na itong date na to, ito yung papasok na shipments. It means, kailangan ko ng 100 drivers or kailangan ko ng 800 drivers for us to be able to deliver this kind of this number of shipments in a specific day. So kami yung mag-arrange na in each station each station is may limit sila sa capacity. Maybe in this station they can only receive 5,000 items. Maybe sa iba 20 or sa iba 10. So depende siya. So, dinidistribute namin yung vendors according to according to their assigned station. So kung ano naman yung assigned station nila, we will know ano yung number of shipments na darating sa area na yan. And based on that number, we calculate the number of drivers that we need. So lagi namin siyang tinatrack every day para if in case na hindi kaya ng vendor, may plan B kami para lang ma-deliver kasi ang company namin is obsessed sa customer. So, if my promise date na November, na Feb 14, especially now, Feb 14, so maraming mag-order. Let's say, mag-order sila ng stuffed toy or flowers or ano pang mga regalo nila sa mga boyfriend or girlfriend nila.
Yes.
So on that day, parang especially if may occasion, set na namin yung station na, uy, ganito yung promise date, 14, dapat ma-deliver lahat. So marami kaming escalation dyan sa customer service kasi minsan pinapupush nila na dapat ma-receive ko tong item na to before the 14 or before 2 p.m. So yun yung part ng namin.
Yes. Next slide.
Yes, sir.
Ay, last na ba yun?
Yeah. So, yun yung, yun na yung major na job responsibilities ko. The rest is more or less in connection with other departments. So, bali, parang kami, parang networking na yung job namin. Pero hindi kami nagre-report sa specific department na yan. Tumutulong lang kami sa kanila. Kasi all of them is connected to the vendor. Let's say, for example, for finance. So, di ba nagpabait kami ng vendor? So, in case na may mga disputes, kami din yung nag-handle sa finance. Hey, may dispute si Mayjan. Sabi ni Mayjan, yung driver nila, may 10 routes or 10 trips sila, pero ang binayad lang namin is 5.
Mm-hmm.
So, lagi nire-raise yan ng vendor. Tapos, pina-follow up namin or maybe si Mayjan magsisend ng email sa akin na, oy Mitch, ang week 6 na invoice hindi pa approve. Bakit hindi pa siya approve? So, pag tinignan namin yung system, oy naka-hold pala siya sa finance or naka-hold siya sa approval ng delivery station manager. So, kina-call out na namin yung delivery station manager, oy, bakit hindi pa approve? Bakit anong cause ng delay? So, mga ganun. Or for the security, yung mga security team, nag-a-ask din sa amin na, Michelle, can you please set an appointment with Mayjan and inform them na yung driver nila may missing shipments, may nawalang shipments while doing the delivery. We wanna know why. Ninakaw ba niya or may nagnakaw ba or nakalimutan ba natin ibigay. So, mga ganon.
Okay, yes. Well, that's a really good, sharing because